just like to correct some mistruths that my colleague on the other side just made. One, he mentioned that we borrowed to the tune of 60 billion Ghana cedis. Unless their 2025 budget is wrong. Go to page 14, paragraph 143. It says 49.4 billion cedis and not the 60 billion. Unless your 2025 budget was wrong. 2. And Mr. Speaker, this is the total debt of the country from independence to date. Mr. Speaker, again, he said he inherited an economy that was in a mess. An economy that was in a mess left 1 trillion of GDP as against 219 billion Ghana cedis in 2016. An economy that was in a mess, Mr. Speaker, we left 4 months of import cover, close to $9 billion. An economy that was in a mess. Mr. Speaker, again, he also mentioned that the IMF program was derailed. That is not correct and that is not true. We were here when the finance minister mentioned that when he came, he inherited an arrears to the tune of 68.7 billion. And based on that, he used it to calculate the deficit. Just last week, he came to correct himself, and I was expecting that he would go back to the numbers and correct it. He said they have validated the arrears of 68 billion, and it's only 47.4 billion. That is recognized arrears. So that if it is 47.4 billion that is recognized arrears, how then do you consistently use 6.8 to prove a point? They will have to check their data. There is a problem, and this boils down to the credibility of the budget, Mr. Speaker, and that should be checked. Mr. Speaker, we left a growth of 5.7%. Today, I'm happy that their budget, they claim, is on resetting for growth, jobs, and economic transformation. But, Mr. Speaker, what do you see? Half year, they have 6.3% of GDP growth. And yet, they are claiming that growth at the end of the year will be 4.8%. How is that, Mr. Speaker? Half year, you have a growth rate of 6.3%. End of the year, you are saying your growth rate will be 4.8%. I was hoping that when the minister was reading the budget, based on the improvements that they claim they have seen in the economy, they were going to adjust that figure to reflect reality. But here we are, he's saying that end year growth rate will still be 4.8, when half year is 6.3. Mr. Speaker, this budget, we are told, is transformative. What is transformational about this budget? Mr. Speaker, you are adding close to 50 billion in expenditure to the 2026 budget from 2025 budget. But what do we see in the growth numbers? A paltry 0.1% growth. They are forecasting that growth will increase to 4.9% from 4.8%. After the Nkukwan Kete, after the 200 schools and machinery and all the things they are saying they are going to do, Mr. Speaker, it is not reflecting in the growth. I'll take you to paragraph 41 of the budget, table 4. Mr. Speaker, look at the ECOWAS sub-region growth rates and look at the growth rates of Ghana. These are countries that we are on the same level with. Benin will grow at 7% in 2025, and then in 2026 grow at 6.7%. Mr. Speaker, Burkina Faso will grow at 4% in 2025, and in 2026, 4.8%. Cote d'Ivoire, very close to us, on the same level, will grow at 6.4%. Here we are, Ghana, 4.8%. And adding an additional 50 billion in expenditure, you are growing at 4.9. When half year, you claim you are doing 6.3. Mr. Speaker, the numbers are not telling that story. It is not adding up. So, Mr. Speaker, if you tell Ghanaians that this budget is focused on growth, and yet your growth numbers, what you are hoping to achieve with all the inputs that you are putting in, clearly there is something wrong, and they ought to recheck the numbers again. Mr. Speaker, but you must ask yourself, why do we see a dip in industry numbers? Industry fell from 7.1% to 3.2%. Mr. Speaker, do you know why? It is because of the 1D, 1F that has been cancelled and other growth opportunities that have been taken away from the budget that needed to be continued to make sure that we propel the growth that we had already begun, because we closed growth at 5.7 in 2024. So, Mr. Speaker, it is the numbers that they have channeled that I'm speaking to. Yes. And so our majority leader will note that it is the numbers in the book that we are speaking to. And Mr. Speaker, let me also look at, let's look at infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, the reason why we are not seeing that growth is because of infrastructure. Mr. Speaker, every infrastructure is infrastructure. So that you cannot tell us that the Accra-Kumasi Road will be done in 2027 and that you have funds to do other equally important roads that you haven't even begun. But here we are, the Accra-Kumasi Road. People take 8 good hours from Accra to Kumasi. Lots of working time, business time, economic time, Mr. Speaker. And so we have Accra Kumasi. It is to a certain rate. And we are asking, every infrastructure is infrastructure. Why don't you complete that one? And yet you are asking us, you will do so in 2027, Mr. Speaker. If this budget is a budget of growth, then they should look at this, because it is also very, very important. Mr. Speaker, one other thing that the teaming youth keep asking, not where is the 24-hour economy you promised us? You promised Ghanaians 1 job, 3 people, 3 shifts. You promised Ghanaians 1 job, 3 people, 3 shifts. Where is it? Clearly, Mr. Speaker, when you look at the funding in the budget, on one page it says 90 million. On another page it says 110 million. So this is what I'm speaking to. Even the numbers in the budget are not adding up. Mr. Speaker, if this is dear to your heart and the theme of your budget is growth, jobs and economic transformation, and the 24-hour economy which says 1 job, 3 people, 3 shifts, you are putting just 110 million or 90 million, then clearly you are just speaking to it and not actually making sure that it happens. Mr. Speaker, here we are, we claim, we all see the menace of Galamsey. But Mr. Speaker, it also has to do with the issue of joblessness. In as much as we're trying to reduce the menace of Galamsey, Mr. Speaker, the youth were promised jobs. The youth were promised jobs. So, Mr. Speaker, I expect us to do more. And if the theme of the budget says growth, jobs and economic transformation, then the numbers here are not telling that story. Because after all said and done, it is the numbers, it is the money, the allocation that you put into it that will see to the implementation of your policy. So, Mr. Speaker, that has also been found wanting. And then, Mr. Speaker, there's another important thing that I believe that we should all have our minds to. Mr. Speaker, that has to do with the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, in this same budget, paragraph 1009, the minister said that the devastation caused by illegal mining has gone far beyond economics. It threatens our survival. That is what the minister said. It threatens our survival. So, Mr. Speaker, if something threatens your survival, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to fight it to make sure you survive. And how can you fight it when, with a ministry of 2.1 billion budget, you only give the agency to fight it 150 million Ghana cedis, Mr. Speaker? 150 million Ghana cedis out of the 2.1 billion budget given to the Ministry of Lands and Forestry. Mr. Speaker, when I compare it to the total budget, when you take out your compensation and you compare it to the total budget, 150 million, you compare it to the total budget, the contribution is 0.003%. 0.003%, Mr. Speaker. So how can you say that it goes beyond economics and it threatens our survival? If you put such an amount in there, are you telling Ghanaians that you are fighting it, or you are just putting out words? and playing with Ghanaians. Mr. Speaker, like I said, the galamsey issue also has to do with jobs. And so we were thinking that beyond that, government was going to put some monies into the alternative livelihoods so that you can take them off the galamsey and find some jobs for them to do. Mr. Speaker, in this same budget, you look at the monies that were allocated to the alternative livelihoods, just 35 million Ghana cedis. Just 1% of the 2.1 billion Ghana cedis under Ministry of Lands and Forestry. Now, Mr. Speaker, we all know, the Minister has also quoted, that this threatens our survival. Our major rivers are recording very high turbidity levels, and which is far above the WHO guidelines for safe drinking water. Our rivers are polluted and they are poisoned. Mr. Speaker, the media reports that there's rising stillbirths, there's increased cancer and chronic diseases, farmlands rendered sterile, and fish stocks shrinking and malformed. Mr. Speaker, and so if you say that it threatens our survival, I don't expect you to put 0.003% of the total budget into something that threatens your survival. Mr. Speaker, the galamsey menace is a war. If it's a war, then this budget, Mr. Speaker, this budget is telling us that it's like we are in a battlefield with plastic chairs instead of armors to fight and make sure we win this. Because if you send 150, which is 7% of the total budget of the Ministry of Lands and Forestry, and 0.003%, then clearly it is not a matter of survival. It is just a matter of words. Words, fluffy words that don't have any meaning. But Mr. Speaker, we need to rise above that. This is hurting us, this is killing us, this is poisoning our food. And so we need to do something more than that. I expect that before we approve this budget and pass appropriation, the minister would have amended the monies given to fight galamsey and also to improve on the alternative livelihoods of people who are weaned of galamsey. Yeah. That is when you can tell me that this is really threatening our survival, and so you're doing something about it. But Mr. Speaker, all said and done, I believe that we should have a galamsey emergency program with real financing. Because even Mr. Speaker, let me quote one thing that President Mahama said on the 3rd of October 2025. He said that Ghana needs a substantially bigger budget than what is currently available if the country is to win the fight against illegal mining. This was on 3rd of October. The budget was taken to cabinet. President Mahama got the opportunity to view the budget, and he knew how much was going to be used to fight galamsey. Because of what he said, that we need a substantially bigger budget, I was expecting that he advises the minister to put in more than he has put in the budget for galamsey. So, Mr. Speaker, I am asking, I'm proposing, and I believe that it is the wish, it is the heart desire of our citizens out there that we come up with a galamsey emergency program with real financing, so that, Mr. Speaker, we will be able to address this menace. It is killing us, it is hurting us, and that will come back to hurt the economy. It will move beyond the economic to us, our survival. So, Mr. Speaker, I would ask of you that the House will agree with me that it is something we should do. But all said and done, one last thing I want to put on record is that, Mr. Speaker, I am happy with the value for money office that they want, the minister wants to set. But I want to advise him. PPA is already doing that. PPA has that mandate. So why set up another office, incur more costs? The whole idea is very good. Mr. Speaker, that whole idea of value for money office is very, very good. But, Mr. Speaker, there is already an office set up for this. Transformation does not mean new offices. Transformation also means building their capacity, giving them what they ought to be given so that they can fight some of these things. I understand the minister.
Honourable Member, conclude.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, it's now the turn of Honourable Richard Achampong. Honourable Richard Achampong, you have 15 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity to comment on the budget statement presented by the Finance Minister. Mr. Speaker, in this country, when Galamsey is mentioned, the only community that comes to mind is Atiwa. So if the MP for Atiwa is admonishing all of us to fight Galamsey, I do understand her, because she's a living witness of Galamsey activities. So government will do whatever it is to fight the menace so that at least we'll protect our forest bodies and then we'll protect our water bodies. So by the end of the day, all of us become witness of whatever we want to do. Mr. Speaker, the minister requested us to approve the budget for him with a revenue projection of 269 billion as against an expenditure of 302 billion. And I heard my friends say that they are going to tell us our record. And when COVID struck, we were comparing numbers in the sub-region. And they told us we shouldn't compare numbers in the sub-region. But today, they found convenience and telling us the numbers in the sub-region. I refer the House to Table 5 of the budget. Mr. Speaker, David, the former minister is aware we used to attend one meetings for this convergence criteria to fight so that by the end of the day we get a single currency in the sub-region. Many economies, many countries cannot meet the criteria. If the economy is not doing well, why can Ghana alone achieve about 99% of the convergence criteria? I'll refer you to Table 5, Mr. Speaker. The first item is budget deficit. The target is 3%. We are doing 2.3%. We have achieved that. The second one is inflation. The target is 5%. At the time of preparing this budget, we were doing 18.7%. Mr. Speaker, central bank budget deficit. The target is 10% central bank financing. We are doing zero financing, zero. Whereas our brothers pump about 60 billion Ghana cedis from central bank to finance government activities. That's why they run at a loss. So if a government can achieve this criteria, you are saying the government is not doing well. Mr. Speaker, let's look at our performance as against what they left out in 2024. Mr. Speaker, the annual inflation in year 2024 was 23.8%. By October ending, we recorded 8%. Fiscal balance, percentage of GDP, Mr. Speaker, on commitment basis. MPP left at negative 7.9. We are reporting 1.5%. Primary balance as a percentage, they did negative 3%. We are doing positive 1.6%. I'm coming to the cash. The first commitment. And I'm coming to the cash. Mr. Speaker, Honorable John Pongkroma is not comfortable with the numbers. Book no lie. Book no lie. Mr. Speaker, the next item, primary balance on cash basis, they did negative 1.2%. We are doing positive 0.7%. Public debt, as a percentage of our GDP, you did 61.8%. Today, we are reporting 45%. Mr. Speaker, current account balance, as a percentage of GDP, MPP left at 2%. We have done 4.3%.
Madam, don't go.
Trade balance, Honorable, sit down. Come and sit down and listen to the numbers. Trade balance, Mr. Speaker, they left at 3.8. We are doing 7.4. Gross reserve, they did 9 billion. We are doing 11.4 billion. The last one, Mr. Speaker, gross international reserve, they only left at 4 months. We are doing 4.8. And you are saying you have a record to compare to this record.
No.
You just exited power. Just sit back and reflect on your bad performance. You left us in the mess, and you have a finance minister who is fixing this mess for you. Instead of all of us coming together to support the honorable finance minister to achieve all the set targets, you are so confused, you are not comfortable, and you don't want to support the government.
You are mesmerized.
There must be a paradigm shift. Forget about this opposition style. We've been there before. We've been there before. We are not behaving like we are behaving. Mr. Speaker, so with the revenue that the minister talked about, where are we going to get the money from? He has put in place revenue measures where to rake in more resources for our national development. The minister talked about tax reforms. And these tax reforms alone, Mr. Speaker, is going to put 5.7 billion Ghana cedis into the pocket of individuals and businesses. Mr. Speaker, the zero rating that the minister talks about in respect of the textile industry is going to protect about 2,000 jobs. And if 2,000 jobs are protected, we are going to create wealth for the people, they are going to support their families, and they in turn will pay taxes to the state. So these are positive measures put in place in this budget. What we need from our brothers is that come and let's support the budget so that by the end of the day, if you go to the pump to buy fuel, if you go to the market, nobody will ask you for a political party card. But where did you leave it? Mr. Speaker, the VAT registration threshold has been increased from 200,000 to 750,000. What it means is that the petty traders, the SMEs, they can also operate with that, going through that process. So that burden has been taken off from their shoulders. It will make them get more resources, pump back their money into their businesses, increase productivity, create more jobs. So by the end of the day, the economy will expand. So these are the measures the minister has put in place to help all of us. But Mr. Speaker, the minister made a statement, and I want to refer the House to paragraph 53 of the document. These are some of the things we want to hear, so that all of us will support the minister to succeed. Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I want to read what the minister said. Paragraph 53 at page 10. Mr. Speaker, these targets were not mere successes. They were a solemn pledge to the Ghanaian people that this government will transform stability into progress and prudence into prosperity. They represented our shared belief that discipline management and social protection can go hand in hand. Mr. Speaker, you can't give what you don't have. I hear my people say the minister is not spending. The minister is not spending. But all statutory payments have been made. All statutory payments have been made. You cut your coat according to your clothes. So, Mr. Speaker, unlike our friends, when they went to the Eurobond market, borrowed $3 billion, they came and then organized Kenke Party. We had a finance minister, after presenting the budget, paraded all the staff at Ministry of Finance just to cheer him up. Is that a prudent way of managing such resources?
E-levy cake.
And you have a minister so prudent and disciplined, and you have to put your money where your mouth is. So the minister is spending on priority areas: education, health, and other social intervention. Mr. Speaker, I was happy to hear the minister to deploy digital solutions for cross-border transactions and trade. Mr. Speaker, a lot of under-invoicing, smuggling are ongoing. Yesterday, I sat in a meeting, and some under declaration that they did, misclassifications, amounted to about $31 billion. Let's say SA rate is 12 Ghana cedis. Multiply 31 billion by 12. And Mr. Speaker, we go to IMF to borrow $3 billion. And these leakages are going on. So you have a minister who has taken the trouble upon himself to do all these things to make sure that we rake in more revenue. This is something we need to support in the budget. I was happy to hear Honorable Abena say that he's in love with the value for money office that the minister is setting up. Mr. Speaker, I remember the Finance Committee gave an approval of a facility, Takrady Market. We requested for the value for money report. They said, oh, after the approval, we'll bring the report because we give instruction to the consultant to work on it. It took us more than 1 year, we didn't get the report. So we had to go to site and inspect the progress of work. After asking them, they said they've received the report and they made savings of $3 million. And we asked them, what are we using the money for? And then they are going to expand the scope of the project. The question is, either they expanded the scope or not, you and I cannot tell.
They didn't.
But now, we are putting up the office. The office will do all the necessary vetting before approval is given. So that all of us will be clear in our minds that if you are going to construct 30 stores, this is the money that you have to use to construct the 30 stores. To avoid a situation whereby they appear before committees, you give them the money, they go and the report would never come back to the House for members to see. Either we are getting value for money of what we are doing. Mr. Speaker, if we're able to plug all these loopholes, there is no need going to IMF to borrow money. Yes. We have a lot of resources, but corruption and wastage is what is killing this country. So it's about time we come together as a people to fight all these things. Mr. Speaker, when corruption is mentioned, everybody will be pointing hands to a politician, members of parliament. Meanwhile, we don't have a budget. We don't sign contracts. The very people who are indulging in corrupt practices are out there. But we are here fighting each other. Instead of bringing our fine ideas together to deal with the situation, because we are in opposition, you don't want the government to succeed. By the end of the day, all this success story that we are telling ourselves, all of us are benefiting from it. All of us. The good administration, the good management of the economy, now that the dollar is 12, are you not benefiting? In November last year, Mr. Speaker, when we were going for elections, a friend borrowed $10,000 from somebody in the US. When the money was transferred, he got 170,000 Ghana cedis. Today, when dollar came to 10.8, the guy needed only 110,000 to pay the debt. Look at the service. Without doing any work, because of the prudent management of the economy, this guy has saved about 70,000 Ghana cedis. You don't like this, what do you want again? And you are saying you pump more money into the economy. You did it and it didn't get any results. And somebody is doing it in a refined way. And we have seen the benefits. And you don't want to accept this. The Ghanaian people have endorsed it. And this budget has gotten 82% approval from the public.
Except MPP.
82% approval. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a budget and this is a living document that will stand a test of time. And it's going to benefit all of us. So the question is, what is the result of all these things put together in this budget? The minister is saying the result is strong economic growth, falling inflation, a stronger CD, improved external buffers, fiscal discipline restore, investor confidence restore, lower borrowing, debt reduction from 61% to 45%, social protection expansion, and 24-hour economy policy launch. I had the Honorable Abena ask, why is 24-hour economy? 24-hour economy is on a standalone project. 24-hour economy is not an office. It is ongoing. The policy has been launched. The policy has been launched. And go to the passport office. Go to passport office. Go to DVLA. It's ongoing. So nobody should expect 24-hour economy as a building standalone project. No, it is a policy.
Honourable member,
it is not
conclude.
any caricature. Mr. Speaker, in concluding, I'll call our colleagues. They are happy within themselves. Yes. But it's difficult for them to voice out. It's difficult for them because they have been whipped. Yes. Look at how handsome Habib is looking this morning. So, Mr. Speaker, This is a budget of hope. This is a budget which is giving us an inspiration. So we need to support the minister to succeed.